Hello everyone, I am My Super Saiyan God, and today I have the honor of guest hosting on one of my favorite Dragon Ball channels. It's my pleasure to be here, and I wanted to take this chance to discuss the latest episode of Dragon Ball Super with you all. That's right, I am talking about episode 70. The premise of this episode is absolutely ridiculous, but I guess that's the charm of it. A sports friendship match between universes 6 and 7 reminded me of the Olympics. Except more entertaining for someone like me who doesn't care about sports but loves Dragon Ball. I've also seen some folks online comparing it to Space Jam, and you know, they've kind of got a point. From the moment I saw the preview for this episode, I was stoked to see Yamcha would get a chance to be a major player again, and he did not disappoint. Despite the hate he gets from some of the DBZ fandom, I think I speak for most of us who read or saw the original Dragon Ball that he's a great character and part of the classic team who was long overdue for a comeback. There's some great comedy stemming from how physically outclassed he is, but I was so happy to see that he didn't give up and that he was the one responsible for our team's victory. In a lot of ways, this episode felt like someone's fanfiction to me. Not just from the premise, which might as well be sports AU, but also from how the characters were portrayed. We got to see more or less the one-sentence version of each character's personality. Think about it. We've got Goku not understanding things and making up for it with brute strength and enthusiasm. Vegeta obsessing over beating Kakarot and being a bit of a jerk. The destruction gods, particularly Champa, being hot-tempered and motivated by food. Piccolo teaching and mentoring Gohan. Cabot craving Vegeta's approval. Vados and Whis being enigmatic and charmingly infuriating. This type of characterization is like a staple of silly fanfictions, generally wrote by younger fans who don't really grasp the full complexities of each character's personality. Honestly, I wrote and read this type of stuff back in middle school. It works for a comedic episode like this, but I'm very glad that next week looks like it's going to be a return to the more nuanced writing I expect from Dragon Ball. After all, one of the things I always liked about the Dragon Ball universe is that it managed to be comedic while still having depth of character and story. And while we're talking about the comedy in this episode, 3 words. Yamcha's death pose. I died laughing. I can't believe they went there. So self-aware. There's a dark side to this episode as well. We see that talent, knowledge, and years of practice, like Yamcha has with playing baseball, becomes meaningless in the face of the overwhelming brute strength of characters like Goku and Vegeta. Honestly, I feel like there's more to be said on that topic, and it could possibly form a motivation for a future villain. Someone who was the best at what they did and then lost to an amateur, that being one of the Saiyans, due to their strength. Is it time for Yamcha to get some sort of insane power-up, turn to the dark side, and somehow murder Vegeta to win back Bulma? Nah. So Super's writing is a bit of a stretch, but not quite to that level. Final thought. Everyone in baseball uniforms! Please and thank you. It made my fangirl heart very, very happy. I'd totally buy figures of Piccolo, Beerus, Vados, and Yamcha's looks from this episode. Make it happen, rights holders! As for the preview for the next episode, I'm not too worried about the implication that Goku could die. After all, it's likely the title equivalent of clickbait. If he really does die, he'll be back. It's Dragon Ball after all. Death is pretty much meaningless. I am stoked for Hit to make his return, and I'm glad that they didn't waste his dramatic potential by including him in the sports fluff episode, even though I'm sure it would have been all kinds of entertaining to see him play. So, what did you think of this episode and Yamcha's brief return to relevancy? Excited to see Hit back in action? Hit the like button if you laughed at Yamcha's final pose. Hit the dislike button if you didn't enjoy seeing everyone in baseball uniforms. And subscribe for more Dragon Ball Super! Also feel free to check out my channel, Oh My Super Saiyan God, for Dragon Ball Super, figure collecting, and video game stuff. Have a great day!